Hi guys, it's Dominique. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a second edition of the baby names I love but won't be using. And when I say this, I say it very lightly because like my taste or preference in names changes all the time. In fact, when I watched the first video I made of this, some of those names I actually would not use at all. Now that this is my second pregnancy and my second time going through trying to name my child, I think I figured out the style of names that I like, or that I'm drawn to. And I realized that I think that the style of name I usually gravitate towards are like more traditional yet classic names. So they're like names that you've probably heard before but maybe don't know a lot of people who have that name, so it's not super common, but at the same time it's not trendy, it's still classic. If you didn't watch my last pregnancy update video, I am pregnant with another girl again. When we were going through the process trying to pick her name, I realized I like a lot of very feminine and like classic names. So with this video, I decided to draw up a list of names that I like because I either think it's unique to me or it sounds really special, but at the same time, I probably won't use just because it's kind of borderline too unique or maybe trendy, but I do like these names for a reason. I thought I would share. I have 5 girl names and 5 boy names, so I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention when choosing names for my children, something that I like to think about is how their name will transition with them as they get older. So a lot of the names that I came across when we were looking for names for this baby, a lot of the names were really cute, and like I said, I was drawn to them for like some kind of reason, but I want to make sure that the names I personally choose are names that I can see my kids grow into when they're older. I just wanted to mention that besides realizing through this finding a name process of what my style is, I also realized that that aspect is important for me too. For the first girl name, the name that I like was the name Suede, and I think I first saw this name or heard of this name somewhere online. Like, I definitely do not know anyone named Suede. I think it's just different, and I like the sound of it. The name Suede, I like how it's spelled. I think it's unique, but again, it's like way too out there for me. The second girl name is Capri, and this name I saw in one of like those online baby lists names, like list of names, and it's definitely, I think, rising in popularity. Again, I just am not courageous enough to name my daughter Capri, although I think it's so cute. Just imagining a little girl named Capri, I think, is adorable. Think of someone who's just really fun and spunky when I think of the name Capri. So the next name, I'm looking over here on my computers here and I have all the names listed. The next name is Margot, and I love the name Margot. Now to me, Margot sounds really classic, so it's no surprise to me that I'm drawn to it. Again, I don't know anybody named Margot in real life. And I don't think it's like super trendy right now. Maybe it will be, but I don't think I've seen it on a lot of like the baby book names or like the baby list names. I just think it's a little bit too out there. A little bit. But I definitely do like the name Margot. I mean, and again, who knows, maybe I'll use that, but I think it sounds really poised and classic. The fourth name is the name Everly. A lot of people have used this name before, and I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on these baby names, and a lot of people like this name too. I particularly like this name as a middle name, and I've considered it, but when it comes to our girl names at least. Like me and my husband, we have like this thing where if we have a girl, then their middle name will start with a G because his name starts with a G. His name is Glenn. So in a way, they're kind of like named after him. And then if we ever have a boy, then his middle name will start with a D because my name starts with a D. Since I like the name Everly more of as a middle name, I definitely know I won't be using it because if we have another girl or if we have girls, all their middle names would have to start with a G. So the last girl name that I love is the name Dallas. And I have a thing when it comes to places, like places and location names. I don't know why I'm drawn to a lot of it. Like I like the name Austin, I like the name Dallas, I like the name Georgia. I think those are like so cute. I just cannot picture myself having a daughter named Dallas. So yeah, but I do like it. And it's like one of my, like of all like the location names that I love, Dallas is like up there. So next are gonna be the boy names. So for the longest time, I really thought that this baby was gonna be a boy. So I was like very like focused on trying to find a boy name. When we found out it wasn't a boy, I just realized it was much harder to find a girl name just because I found a boy name much quicker. For me, for some reason, finding boy names is easier than girl names. When we had Audrey, like her name was easy because I literally have had her name planned since I was like 16 and in high school. So the first name is Lennox. Now this is like a two-part thing because I like the name Lennox and I like the name Lennon. Which they're kind of similar obviously, but both I really like. I just think Lennox sounds, I feel so repetitive with this video, but again, I just think it sounds very unique and special. It sounds like a guy who has his life together and he sounds really cool. I think names that end with an X sound really cool. They just sound really unique to me. I don't know why. I'm actually a huge Beatles fan, fun fact. I get it from my dad, but that's how I first, you know, found out about the name Lennon, John Lennon. But I like the idea of using the name Lennon as a first name. So yeah, Lennon or Lennox. The second name was actually a top contender when we were choosing a boy name, when we thought this baby was a boy. And it's interesting, again, how quickly like my mind has changed over these names. But that name is Silas. And I'm not gonna lie, I first heard the name Silas because of Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake's son Silas. And I thought it sounded very unique. I've never heard of anyone named Silas. I've never met anyone named Silas. And I liked it even more when I found out that it had a Christian background to it. If you watched my last baby names video, I mentioned that I really like Christian names, especially for the boys. So yeah, I just thought it was a little bit different to like the typical Christian boy names that I like. The third name is Clarke. This one I think is very traditional. It's kind of like old Hollywood, and obviously, like, even though people think that I named Audrey from Audrey Hepburn, it is not the reason why, but I do like Audrey Hepburn like as a person, and I like her works, so I don't mind if people think that, but she's not like the #1 reason why I named her Audrey. Okay, I think Clarke for a boy name definitely fits into that vibe, but I don't know, I think it's too short. I like it, but I don't like it enough to like personally use it. The fourth name is Arlo, and this is to me like very trendy and unique, very like the opposite of Clarke. I think Arlo sounds like someone who is very meek and mild and gentle. I don't know where I get these perceptions from, but yeah, I just think it sounds nice. And a boy named Arlo, He sounds like he would be a wonderful guy. It's too trendy for me or too unique for me. I think like people are starting to pick up on this name too for a boy or a girl. The last name is a little bit more traditional than Arlo, and that name is Declan. And I first heard of the name Declan, I think I came across it when I was reading a book. I forgot which book it was. I think sounds really sophisticated for a man, and I can see it again as a name for a young boy or an older man. And I think it's definitely like more traditional than, let's say, Lennox or Arlo. But I already have a D name that I really love, and like I mentioned, if we have a boy, his middle name will start with a D. So I mean, we think we're gonna be, I feel so congested, I'm so sorry. We think we're gonna stop at 3 kids, if we even decide on a 3rd child, okay? Who knows? We haven't even had the 2nd child yet. I don't know why I'm so brave in talking about wanting a 3rd kid. But if, let's say, we have a 4th child and the 4th is a boy, then I might consider this name. I already have like my boy name picked out. If I ever have a boy, like I know what his middle name would be, and I like that name more than I like Declan. But Declan is definitely like a close contender for me. So that sums up my favorite boy names and girl names. I hope you guys found this interesting. I hope you guys liked it. Oh, I also wanted to mention that when it comes to naming our kids, the reason why it seems like I'm the sole decider of like what our children's names will be is because my husband doesn't really care. Like when we were going over names, he just asks me like what the meaning behind it is, and like that's all he really cares about. But he's not like that particular. He does have like his opinions sometimes. Like if he really hates a name, then I'm obviously not gonna like force it upon him, because obviously it's his child too. But I'm really like blessed in the sense that I don't have to like argue with him with this, or have to like convince him too much or persuade him, because he's pretty indifferent to names. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my videos. I'm going to be trying to film a lot more because I'm currently 37 weeks and I know my days are numbered, and there are like so many other videos I want to film and upload to this channel before I give birth. So yeah, so hopefully you guys follow along on the journey, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.